Hi, your pilgrimage buddies here. So this is my reflection upon reading the Bible chronologically for 1 year, which is entering pilgrimage day 43 or Wednesday, February 12, 2025, from the book of Exodus, the entirety of chapter 35 and 36. So from this reading, I admit that repetition is really important, especially for those who are still spiritual babies like the ancient Israelites at that time. So, the repetition of the importance of keeping the Sabbath was still done by Moses. There was always the potential for overwork by the Israelites because they were slaves who were forced to work. Next, I noticed that chapters 35 until 40 are the opportunity for Moses and all of the people of the Israel to carry out or execute God's will from chapter 25 to 31. All the materials needed to build the tabernacle, the ark of the covenant, the priest's clothing, the altar, and so on, came from the congregation itself, namely, those whose heart were moved, those spirit who was willing. These words are important because their longing to worship the Lord is what will lead them to be led by the Lord to make all these places of worship. So, the Lord came up with the idea of living together with his people, and Moses agreed and even longed for the Lord to walk with them during their journey in the wilderness. They sacrificed their best possession to make all the equipment and building and their worship facilities. What they sacrificed was even more than what they was needed, so that Moses had to stop the giving of the entire community. That makes sense. And we came to the heart of today's reflection, and that is this, that the response of the people of Israel, those who gave everything, was those whose heart was stirred, whose spirit was willing. The most luxurious things that they had, the finest fabrics the women could weave, they brought them from hearts that moved by the Lord. Finally, in this passage, Bezalel, the descendant of Judah, and Aholiab, the descendant of Dan, and their team are approved to work on all these tools. What is important, what I noticed, is not only that they were given these abilities, but also that their hearts were moved to do it. And let's read about what Bezalel and his team did. They were like fish. Their doings were like we visiting a building or house being built, where we see the bottom being formed, the foundations, the roof, all of which are described in the passage today. Because at that time, there were no camera, so they need to write what they saw during the construction. And notice the verb that this chapter used here from chapter 35 to 36. Made, decorated, covering, constructed, made, overlaid, made, decorated, made, laid, overlaid, hung on. So a lot of work, a lot of verb that they need to do to make this tent of meeting, made this tabernacle came true. So I myself learned that skill without diligence are useless. So whose heart was stirred, whose spirit are willing, will do everything and sacrifice anything for the love of the Lord. Praise be to God. So that's all that I can say for today's reflection. And the reflection from day 33 to 42 will be uploaded a few hours from now. Thank you and God bless.